All right, so we're going to be doing problem 4.1, which is a traffic light problem. It's the first time we're going to be using lights, but we're going to be using some things from a number of our other problems, like timers and loops. So in this problem, we're going to use a new bump switch called bump 2. So we're going to have to redefine one of our things in our graphical setup, and then the red, green, and yellow lights should already be defined if you're using the graphical setup. Now, in this scenario, the green light's going to be on at the start of the program. Then after the push switch is pressed, the lights will go through their sequence. This sequence, the yellow light will run on for 2 seconds, and then the red light will be on for 3 seconds, and the program will just loop back to the green light. So no two lights are on at the same time, otherwise you'll have a traffic accident. So if we look at the flow chart that we made for this, it's going to look something like this. Start of the program, green light is on. When the bump switch is pressed, the green light turns off and the yellow light immediately turns on. After 2 seconds, the yellow light will turn off and the red light will turn on. And then after 3 seconds, the red light will turn off, and you can see it loops back to the top in a continuous fashion. So let's get out of here, bring up robot C again. As always, when we bring up robot C, we are going to start by uploading our graphical setup. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to open graphical setup. I'm going to go and I'm going to make sure I have a bump 2 sensor set up in there. All my LEDs are set up, XLED, XLED, touch, touch. I don't need any motors for this, but they're there. I hit apply and OK, and remember, you have to hit compile program, or when we try to bring up that switch, it won't work. For example, just to show you in a minute, I'm going to go through here, USB, and I'm going to make sure all of this is good, natural language PLTW. So for example, if I brought in an until bump and I went to look, oh, bump 2 is there. Look at that. So it made a liar of me, but you should hit compile program anyway. So now we are all good to go for this program. So the first thing we're going to do is add comments. And when we're adding comments, we're just writing what is going to happen in this program. So I can look at my flowchart and say at start of program, green light is on until bump 2 is pressed. It's pressed. I'm going to add another line. Once bump 2 is pressed, the yellow to red sequence begins. The yellow will be on for 2 seconds, and the red will be on for 3 seconds. No two lights will be on at the same time. The program loops. There you go. So that is what's happening, and since it loops, we're using a repeat forever, and then we really just have to go down the line here. So I believe if we go to the specials, and we're going to turn LED on with the specials, and we just got to pick which one. And they should all be nicely labeled, so I'm going to start with the green one, and the green one stays on until touch. And the touch is bump 2. And then I'm going to close this down because I'm not using it anymore. And then we've got some stuff happening. So the first thing that happens is we're going to turn the green one off. Let's turn LED off. Then we're going to turn the yellow LED on, and that is going to be on for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. And then that LED will turn off. And once that LED turns off, we can turn on the red LED, which will remain on for 3 seconds. Make sure it's in the right spot. 3 seconds, and then the red LED turns off. at which point it will loop back up to the green one, when the green one should turn on. If you wanted, you could put the green one at the bottom turning on. It wouldn't affect anything. Since it loops, the green one will automatically go back on when we get to the top. So this is a sequence. I'm just double checking. Green, bump, green off, yellow, 2 seconds, yellow off, red, 3 seconds, red off, and loop. So this is 4.1. It's the first introduction into using the LEDs. Good luck.